But from the moment they enter the clinic, every decision about food and calories is taken away from them.
I've always been very clear since I opened Rhodes Farm that there was one thing that was never negotiable here, and that was when you eat and what you eat and how much you eat. And these children are here because they have a life-threatening illness. People die, children die unfortunately from starvation when they have this life-threatening illness.
Lunch!
During their stay, they have to eat an average of 2,500 calories a day. All the meals are eaten in two kitchens, the brown or the blue. In the blue kitchen, the children are trusted to eat responsibly, while in the brown, they are constantly watched by the staff. They must eat everything put in front of them, from chips to chocolate.
The rules of coming to the table at any mealtime are cardigans off, jumpers off, sleeves rolled up and hair tied back, because they'll use it to wipe food into their hair. Long fingernails is used to hide chocolate and scrape any sort of food into the fingernails even. And if we see that happening, then we usually give a warning and we'll ask them to either eat what they've dropped, and if they don't want to do that, then we'll replace it with another piece of equal size. It's to break the cycle of continually trying to skank food.
Natasha is in the brown kitchen. Fish and chips with its high fat content is the most dreaded meal of the week.
Meal times are very sort of heated, and the staff just make it really hard for you. I'm generally quite a slow eater, and I always have been, really. And they're telling you, you know, so many amounts of chews before you swallow it, and it's just like they're telling you what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. You know, you're struggling enough as it is, and they're telling you 2 more minutes.
Anna has cream, doesn't she?
They're allowed 25 minutes to eat lunch, and there's an added deterrent for anyone thinking of refusing the food.
Ultimately, there does come a point when somebody is flatly refusing to eat and they are really below weight, they need food, and we will tube feed them. Parents have signed consent form, but it is a last resort. We very rarely have to use it, but we will and have used it if necessary.
Like, I got tubed 9 times because I wouldn't give up. They got like a tube, and like it goes from your nose to your stomach. They feed you like full fat, like cream and chocolate spread and peanut butter and all horrible things. Like, then they liquidize it like in the blender, like as a tube mix, put it down the tube. If I've done something wrong, I just think, oh my god, they're gonna tube me, because I just get so scared of it now.
Naomi may be eating and nearly at her target weight, but she is still dominated by her anorexic thoughts.
Like, my ideal weight is like 4 stone, and I know that like when I got to 4 stone I'd want to be less than that, but it's just like that is what I want to reach at the moment. I think I'd be a lot happier and more confident in myself, but like I know that I want to get lower.
She wants to lose weight so much, she refuses to sit down, as standing up burns 40 more calories an hour than sitting down.
And I feel like if I do sit, it's like the Naomi I was before, and I don't want to be that anymore. That was fat and ugly, and I don't want to be that. I want to be different.
Rhodes Farm is concerned about the amount Naomi is exercising. To avoid their eyes, she exercises in private too.
I do them in all different spaces. I just walk from like here to like there, like just continuously walking back, or I'd just go downstairs and run downstairs and come back up again for no reason. I practically just stand up and exercise until I go to bed, really. I go to sleep at like 10 to 12 and then wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do the same thing.
When they're admitted to the clinic, contact with friends and family is limited, so there's no mobile phones or emails allowed. They can send and receive letters and have 2 scheduled phone calls to their parents each week.
Just because I'm not happy all the time, it doesn't mean I'm completely fucked in the head. Are you going to meet me at your house?
And if they're doing well, they can have 1 half-hour phone call from a friend.
I hate her so much, you can go to hell for all I care.
Natasha is a third of the way through her program and is struggling to come to terms with the changes to her body.
It might sound really stupid, but you can actually feel, you do notice when you're heavier, like before weigh day here, like when I get out of bed and sort of push myself up, you don't struggle, but you can feel that you're a bit heavier. Honestly, I don't actually really want to change in my head. I still want to lose weight. I still want to be thin. And I really have a strong feeling that it's not going to change. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the thoughts, if I got rid of the thoughts in my head, that would be getting rid of it. But I don't really want to, because they're the only things that, it's something to sort of rely on when you need help or something.
Rhodes Farm tries to re-educate the children in their understanding of food.
Almost every anorexic child has what I call a fat phobia. They would all like to cut fat out of their diet totally and utterly, and I think that the government and the messages on healthy eating that we hear have a part to play in this, because they definitely give us the impression that if we could eat a very low-fat diet, we'd be very healthy, and if we could eat a no-fat diet, we'd be even healthier, which actually isn't the case.
During their stay, the girls have individual therapy, a keen nurse to talk to, and group therapy every week. Today, Dee's talking to them about why fat is actually crucial to a healthy diet.
Somebody said to me yesterday, the food we eat here has a high percentage of fat. Well, it doesn't have a particularly high percentage of fat, but it probably has a higher percentage of fat than you people would choose to eat normally, but it's not higher than normal people eat. They go to all sorts of extremes to avoid fat. They will squeeze the butter out of their muffins in the morning so it runs down their arm. We've even had a child who refused to feed her horse with a linseed oil cake because she was frightened that the fat was going to go through her skin and make her fat. We should be eating about 30% of our diet as fat, and I know a lot of you read how people should be on low-fat diets. Well, a low-fat diet in terms of the government and their health drive is 30% fat. That is a low-fat diet. We know that almost all people who are starving become depressed. So, not surprisingly, almost all the children who come here have some degree of depression. Do try and listen. It is important that you change the way you think.
It was like this kind of thing in my head that was like controlling me, and I always described it like